Yeah, I want to go back to exercise because it seems like it's by far and away the best thing you humans can do to stave off aging and live healthier for longer. And I wonder how you could promote a future where exercise is found. Is that possible?
Uh, or you create medicine that are imitating exercise. What's wrong with that?
Hmm.
Do you think that it's possible to create a pill that will give the psychological benefits of exercise as well as the physical ones?
Um,
Because
they,
there's
they,
something very, very physical about exercise, right?
yeah,
The
I just
joy of it.
yeah, I just want to make sure that Mickey is not insulted from my previous. I was very wise guy in answering you.
A true New
You're asking
Yorker.
me how we can get people to exercise, and I totally agree. I'd love to do that. I'd
Well,
love to do it. And uh, if you look at the data, which I don't have, and so I'm not an expert on that, but if you look at the data, exercising has taken off. The generation, my kids' generation, exercise is a routine part of their lives. I had to start it sometime because I believed in it and nobody was around me. And now there are gyms, which is nothing that was really there when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are, the marathons and the ultra marathons, and somehow um, personalized exercise became a thing. And so I think that you can sell that to people. You can sell that, and if they get there, they usually don't want to go back because you're addicted to the exercise. And I guess that's where I'm coming to. Quinn's question is: there's a body and mind, and the body and minds are connected, and they're connected in several ways, including through microbiome, by the way. So is the pill that will increase the muscle, will make the muscle exercise without us feeling it, without the pain? Is it going to give us the satisfaction that the brain has? I don't think we know. I agree that it's important, but I don't think that we know that. I hope it does.
well, in your book, you also talk that a lot of the most ancient humans that you have still alive have found some sort of routine spiritual practice. And it makes one wonder whether exercise could be included in that.
I like that.
Yeah. Um,
Like, if you only have 3% of your patients who will respond to the suggestion of exercise, perhaps there's some sort of program or intermediary agency professional that you haven't even developed yet who could take that role on. What do you think?
I guess it's a good idea. I just want to make one point about what I said in my book. In my book, I said that are 100 years old where less than 50% were doing even moderate
I
exercises,
saw
which
that,
include
yeah.
walking, housework, things like that, biking. So for those people, it didn't really matter if they exercise. It didn't matter also what they ate because almost 50% of them were obese or overweight.
But the other
Uh,
50%,
It
well,
seems in the
then
book over and over again there is this.
it's like bimodal, right? There's one
no,
population that does nothing and has.
no, it's not about
Oh,
it's
oh, oh.
not bimodal. It's not bimodal. It's actually it's very modal, but some are falling over here and some are falling over there. But the point for them is that they have longevity genes that protected their aging, so they didn't need to exercise. So I don't want to
That's
confuse, because it sounds like I'm saying if you have longevity, don't exercise. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to find longevity genes to develop drug. That's something else than actually exercising, which will delay aging. Maybe would have delayed aging with them even more.
Right.
Okay.
yeah. That's all I meant by bimodal was you have almost two bins of
Agents.
cause. Maybe there's some folks with mutations and some folks who have lived in a productive way.
Yeah, is that possible that there's basically some that have distinct mutations that have caused them to live for a long time, and then other
Yeah,
supercentenarians?
absolutely.
Two paths.
Sorry.
Like there's two paths to the same party.
So for example, in nature here on Earth, there is an exchange between reproduction and aging, in the sense that if you get people to if you get animals, if you stop reproduction in animals, they live longer, and if you'll increase reproduction, they'll do shorter.
Males
But
and females?
Males and females.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually, it's very interesting. It's a good question, but we can come back to that later. But there's another thing that is even more relevant for our centenarians, and that's their growth. Because you have to reproduce and then you have to grow. When you grow, you need a lot of energy to spend on growth. But when you get old, if this energy is spent on growth, you're taking it away from energy that spends on repair. And our centenarians, almost 60% of them have mutations that do not allow the growth hormone to act very well. And I think this is kind of a very important, almost common pathway. You have to slow growth so you have more energy to defend against aging.